Hello and welcome to Callum Connect Micro Podcast. Our guest today is Tong Pao. Tong Pao is the founder and CEO of Hologram Labs, which has raised $6.5 million to build the future of AI native content.
A hurdle I face as a leader is to navigate my team throughout a period of pivoting. And it was during our first pivot where I learned a harsh lesson that if you don't let your team become a part of the journey, part of the decision making, and just keep them in it, like, I think that would suffer consequences where I think people would lose conviction. You know, when it was just me and my co-founder, and that was incredibly easy to just be quick in terms of moving or good because we only had to convince ourselves. But once we had a team of 10 people, our first year in, and to add on to that, we actually already had okay traction with a few million revenue. We found some difficulties in convincing certain team members that it was the right decision to throw all this way to try something really new. And I think what I found the most powerful skill I can have as a founder is to be a great storyteller. This was not by my nature. I was actually by training an engineer. Speaking very logically, oftentimes assume people already have the context, was on the same wavelength as I have. But I think to be a great storyteller was to be able to communicate with teams of all functions about what the context is that's our moment, right? What the first principle thinking is about why we're throwing this away to try something really test. And I think for us, when we were building our company, we were initially serving primarily like Web3 NFT set of customers that was already helping us generate a few million revenue. Crash, and I think the customer segment was also stopped growing. We had to make the hard, harsh decision to move away from that market to explore adjacent markets, for example, in AI consumer space. So I think what really helped me and what really changed the game was to have a very simple conversation with the team, inviting them to see the real metrics. Not only is working, but the growth that has slowed down. The thoughts around how changing a particular direction will help us have way faster growth. And I think just letting people see transparently the ugly alongside the good actually advise them to contribute ideas and make them feel more a part of the new direction. And after we completed the pivot, after we already began working and seeing traction, not only did they come out having more conviction around our entire direction, but they were also more trusting of the decisions that's being made by the company. So I think being able to tell the story and enabling your team to have some level of decision-making power or just getting a view of their ideas and then telling them honestly about why you make limited parts of the ideas they have is something that's incredibly important.
If you enjoyed this podcast and would like to find more inspiring information about entrepreneurs around the world doing incredible things, make your way to enterprisezone.cc.